My girlfriend came out to me as a lesbian, and I decided to end the relationship, and I've felt hopeless since I had been dating my girlfriend for 1 year now. We are both 20 years old. Throughout all my life, Eve had never had feelings of love for someone else. I never had any teen crushes, never fantasized about somebody, never thought of anyone as beautiful or adorable. 1 year ago, I met her, and she awoke the feelings in me that I never had for anyone. For the first time in my entire life, my heart felt attraction for someone, and it was amazing. When we met, she talked to me about being pansexual, something that I respected. She liked everything that I liked. She enjoyed video games as much as me, loved music and animes as much as me. She was as weird as me. Everything that I liked, she always seemed to enjoy. She never made me feel weird for liking something or for feeling some type of way. I felt safe with her. For the first time ever, hugging someone made me never want to let go. All of the relationship was normal. We had our problems here and throughout, but we managed to fix it and continue being happy. That was until September of this year. In September, our relationship's spark had completely turned off without any signs of fixing. She didn't show any love, didn't want to call, didn't text, didn't play, didn't ask about my day, and only seemed to call with me when I called her. I felt horrible, and throughout that entire month I was never able to sleep until 4 a.m. Due to this gut-wrenching feeling that I constantly had. On the 27th day of that month, we broke it up, and in that same call, she told me that she thinks she might be a lesbian. At that moment my heart sank, as I genuinely felt like all of the memories that we created suddenly vanished from my head. I didn't cry, nor show any signs of anger, but I was devastated, and I feel like the mistake comes here, because I didn't break up with her. At the contrary, we talked about that for about 30 minutes. I didn't break up with her because I honestly felt horrible with the thought of losing her. In that moment my mind never thought about myself, only keeping her, so I didn't break up. Then, suddenly, things became better. We started talking more. There was love again, and everything became normal. I felt relieved, thinking that those thoughts about being a lesbian were just temporal moments, and everything was good. Back to present day is when everything, once again, went downhill. She had called me after arriving home. We video called, and as she was sitting in her bed she told me straight, "I'm a lesbian." I didn't react, and only laughed, as I thought it was but a mere joke. But she wasn't laughing. In that moment something in me broke again. She quickly tried to brush it off, telling me to play something with her, but that didn't leave my mind. 3 days ago, the overthinking ate me, and I decided to ask myself. I called her, asked her about her day and how she was. Then I told her that I had a serious question. I told her that I really needed her to be honest. I asked her if she was a lesbian. I told her about the signs that I had been thinking about, and she didn't deny them. I didn't know how to react. I felt sad, really sad. She told me that she didn't know how to tell me because she didn't want me to feel bad. She told me that I was a really nice boy, so she didn't like the guilt of making me feel bad. But to be honest, in that moment, I had never felt worse in my entire life. Told her that I would talk to her later as I needed to process all of this, and hanged up the call with her. For hours later, I called her and ended the relationship. I told her that I supported her with her orientation, but that I didn't like the thought of being in a relationship where the only one in love was me. She told me that she still really loved me, and told me that she didn't know if she really was a lesbian, but I responded to her by telling her that didn't matter, as I didn't enjoy being with someone who I won't know if will love me tomorrow. She asked me if we could at least stay as friends, but I also denied that. I explained that I couldn't just go back to seeing her face like nothing happened, like all of those moments, the deep talks, the warm kisses and hugs, all of that never happened, so I decided on disappearing from her life. It's been 3 days since that, and my life feels empty. Eve been bedrotting since Eve skipped the gym. I haven't stretched, I haven't eaten well, and I really feel bad about it. I'm not sure if I made the right decision. My mind wanders around the thought of texting her to try to go back together, but I can't seem to be thinking correctly to do so. I am scared I will feel like this for the rest of my life, as I know that if I ever try to date again, I will only search for her in an ocean of people. I will always search for stuff that she used to do, that she used to like, and I will never be able to feel as loved as she made me feel. Edit. I want to thank all of you who gave me such kind messages. I don't believe I wish to get into dating as of now, but I want to thank all of you who gave me motivation and trusted your experiences with me. As of now, I just believe I want to rest in my bed for a day or two, but still thank you all for everything. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. When I was 25, I thought I was in love with my then girlfriend. Things eventually got kind of toxic and I ended it for my own good, completely heartbroken. A few months later, I met someone who completely took my attention, but was also just out of a relationship, so we just stayed friends. Facebook friends for 3 months, and then hanging out for another 3 months. And I felt more for this girl before our first date than I did for my ex the entirety of that relationship. 4 years later, and I'm telling you right now that feeling is still there. She's my wife, we just had our first kid. My point is, you'll meet someone new that will make you completely forget about this girl. For me, it was when I felt I was ready for something but also not necessarily looking for something. Commenter 2. You have suffered your first heartbreak. It is both a painful curse for the loss and a blessing for the good times you experienced and the things you learned. You have learned what you want in a partner and what a healthy relationship can be like. Yes, it ended in sadness, but you have the confidence and self-love to know when things need to end. This will not be the first time this happens to you, but one day you will be in a relationship that never ends. I have been 20, I am now 36, I have suffered multiple heartbreaks but also experienced so much love and happiness and learned so much. Each heartbreak feels like the worst in that moment in time, and you feel like you will never meet another person that matches up, but the truth is there is going to be someone else when you are ready. Sometimes that is another person and sometimes that is yourself or a pet or a friend, but someone will fill that hole. Commenter 3. I'm so sorry your heart is so broken. And it's hard when it is really nobody's fault. She figured out who she is. As a lesbian, I can tell you, there's nothing you could have done to keep this from ending differently. Yup. You miss her. That's okay. Going no contact until you get over her is probably the best move. And you get a week of bed rot. Then you need to GTFO of your bed, take a shower, and start to function. But it's okay to grieve. Maybe you can be friends someday. But I think taking time to get over her and move on is important. I was your GF at your age. I will say this, the boy I loved him with all my heart. But it was an immature form of love because I didn't understand who I was, what I wanted, and how my heart worked. She sounds like she needs to go figure that out. And it's better to end this now than explode your lives down the line when she can't deny her nature anymore. You will heal. And you will fall in love again. I believe there is someone out there for you.